Good evening, lovely people. Welcome to all of you, and also welcome to everybody watching online as well. We do well. Oh, our camera's a little bit wonky. Is that better? Still a little bit off. Sorry, Rob. Welcome to our special Father's Day and Remembrance service. So there will be an opportunity in church to come up and light a candle in a moment for all of your fathers, grandfathers, or father figures in the world of spirit. So we will do that in a moment. And also just a reminder, before we go into the healing prayers a little bit later on, just remember to pop any names into the comment box and I'll catch those on at the end. So we will start the service by welcoming our lovely mediums. So in church, we're joined by the lovely Chris Gill. Welcome, Chris. Come all the way from rainy Clacton. And welcome to Karen Knight, who is in the wings waiting to come on for everybody online as well. Welcome, Karen. I hope you have a lovely service. So we will start with inviting Chris to open the service in prayer. So we'll go into the choir, and then once Chris has finished her prayer for us, we will all say the Lord's Prayer together. Over to you, my lovely.
Okay, good evening, everybody. If you'd like to join me in prayer, just close your eyes and just go into the stillness just for a few moments. Dear Heavenly Father, we give thanks for this lovely day and for bringing us all close together this evening in this sanctuary. We give thanks for everything that we have, some of the things that we take for granted every day. But here we are on this special Father's Day, remembering those who brought us into this world, some of which are stepfathers, some of them are adopted fathers, and some of them are natural fathers. But we give thanks for every one of them, and grandfathers alike, because without them we wouldn't be here. So we give thanks for that. We give thanks for the animal kingdom. May they all be fed and watered and cared for. We'd like to send our thoughts out to those that are on beds of sickness and those that are displaced, for those that are hungry and homeless. We hope they all find shelter and what they need. And leave this service in your capable hands. Amen.
Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Lovely. Thank you, Chris. Right, I will light the church candle before I invite you all up, and just remember as we do this is our intention to our loved ones in spirit, just following the prayer that invites them in. We also use the candle lighting as our invitation to personally invite our loved ones into our energy if we want them there. And it's also a reminder of how important the light is in the world, and just a little candle flame like that. If you look at the glow, if we turned all the lights off, you see the glow's quite big around it. So it's important for us to try and keep that flame within us alight and shining bright for everybody that we come into contact with. So I think that's quite important. As it's our Father's Day service, we will invite you all up to light a candle of remembrance down at the front now. So if you would come and queue to do that, that would be wonderful. Thank you. there. I nearly lost my words. It's quite an emotional thing to do, isn't it? We go and we light our candle and we really think about that person that we're lighting it for. And although we're in a spiritualist church and we kind of attempt to connect with them every single week, and we probably try to do that at home as well, something special about lighting a candle for someone in particular. So thank you all for doing that for us. I will now go into the healing part of the service. Again, this is interactive, so you will take part in this. So just sit for a couple of seconds, maybe take a couple of deep breaths. Think about opening up that heart centre, thinking about your loved ones who might be suffering at this time. They might be poorly, or maybe just using this as an opportunity to send your love to those in the spirit world. So I will read the names that have been put into the healing book and online there, and then offer a healing prayer. Once I've finished that prayer, we'll just take a few moments, a minute or so, to just continue sending that love out and sitting with that heart, that healing energy. Okay, so tonight, in our healing prayers and in our thoughts, we think of Sue, Angela E, Bill for progression, Sheena Lightheart, Ben, Ella, Alison Lay and her family, Michael, Robert, John, Darren, Claire, Derrin, Elaine, Lorraine, Ron, Coco, Joyce, who's passed to Spirit World, Martin, Carol and Bill, Sue and Millie May, Justin, Tom, Katie, Jenny, David, Sonic the Bird, Dougie, Maggie, Tina, Joan, Kim, Heather, Veronica, Chris, Gary, Margaret Knight, June, Philip, who's passed to spirit, Peggy, Steve, Lily, Tony Doveston, Baby Freddie, Lorraine, Bert, Chris, Nick C, Kelly, Annabelle and Bobby, Christopher Moody, Karen's friend, Diana, Jenny's dad, Jean, Nick Burnett, Fiona Rosen, Angela, Jeffrey, Victoria, Karen Gibbons and her cats, Pearl McPhillips, Anne Morgan, Erica and Lorraine Smith. So just join with me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, as we join together in church and online tonight, we lift our hearts to you. We ask that you surround us with your grace and allow us all to be channels for healing energy as we focus our minds on all those that we love who are in need of healing tonight. We ask that you fill our hearts, our energies with the power of your love, and that those that we've just named here tonight, those people, those animals, places, in our thoughts now, we ask that they be surrounded by your healing light. We ask that they feel it nurturing them. We ask that their suffering is eased. Please, Father, also protect our animal kingdom, Mother Earth and the world of nature. We pray for healing, for love, for peace to reside in the hearts of all those that have the power to make those positive changes that we need, that our planet needs. We pray continually for countries to unite in love and peace and for war to end. And particularly tonight, we think of and we send love to all our father figures in the spirit world. We ask that they continue to guide us and to love us in this world. And we also send healing energy to all those father figures here on earth doing their job. We ask that they feel your support in their roles, that they be filled with love and care in their important job of bringing up the children of our world. We'll now sit in silence for a minute and we'll just feel your presence, feel your strength and your healing light move through us and out of all of us as we think in our minds of all those we love and send that healing to them. Before we sing Gracious Spirit together in the front of our hymn books, we ask you to place blessings on all of those in prayer tonight. May they too receive your healing energy. And we ask all of this, of course, as always, in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Gracious Spirit, may thy presence shed a healing ray, turning all their nights of darkness into glorious day. Loving Father, hear us, hear us. Gracious Spirit, shoot down flame, be their light and light. Lead them to thy heavenly kingdom, safely by thy side. Loving Father, hear us, hear us.
Thank you. That was lovely. It's very important to send that healing. It's a lovely thing to do. So do remember to just sit and send as much as you can. It only takes a few moments. Send that love out to the world. We will now go over to Peter for this evening's Bible reading and listen to some inspirational words from him. As always, look forward to this part. Thank you, Peter.
Right.
No microphone tonight.
No.
Stand.
Chris, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Evening all, and all those online. Happy Father's Day. First of all, I'd like to thank God for the blessing of fatherhood. As a father and a grandfather going through 5 generations, and all the wonderful children that have been born to our family. To be blessed with a family is a blessing of love. And that's what the reading is about this evening. But here's a challenge for you all, those online also. Can you explain what love is in one word that covers all the ones that you'll hear in the reading tonight? Now that's a big challenge, but it can be done. This evening, we're talking of our reading from Paul, Corinthians 13 of love. As a servant of Jesus Christ, an apostle teaching the power of God through the gospel, bringing salvation for everyone who believes and lives by faith. God is love. Therefore, wherever we move within the scriptures, we come to God's commandment of love. The whole universe is bound by it. Our whole existence is governed by the love of God. Therefore, it's not surprising that there are so many sections describing what love is, how it reflects on our lives, and is the basis of what we are here to learn. But it's difficult to maintain love on all occasions. Our neighbour does not always treat us with love. The power of love is not to be easily angered, but also to respond with love. Whatever we meet in our walk through life, love should be in the forefront of our minds. Love is how we react to all situations as they happen or occur. It should be a projection of our inner self. It is who we are behind our physical body. It is our spiritual fervour. Spirit is light, and light is all love. In our material body, we have an extra form of love called desire. It is this form of love. There are opportunities like anger, hate, revenge, etc., that get in the way, and we must learn to control them. God's let us give them to Him to manage while we get on with learning to love one another. It sounds easy, but our free will allows us to examine these negatives. Learning comes from experience, and experience helps us to judge the good way or the God way. There are so many examples in the scriptures we can't fail but to understand the difference. I believe the balancing reaction as to which way individuals, societies, nations, etc. take their free will is greed in its many forms. Things, of course, are not so black and white, so to speak. As God also provides for happiness, joy, beauty, pleasure, and all things in abundance. God also said, pass your problems upwards. So how do we get this help? As I said, there are many examples in the scriptures to guide us. Perhaps tonight's reading will also help. 1 Corinthians 13, love, gives some very clear examples for how to live our lives. To learn the meaning of our universal love. Love never fails. It is greater than desire when we apply it to the many situations we will meet in our walk through life. Although the points are made in the reading are very basic and simple, if we can follow them as a habit in all our behaviour and actions, it will give us a lovely feeling of happiness in all our relationships with others. Tonight's reading, 1 Corinthians 13, 1 to 13. If I speak in tongues of men or angels, but do not have love, I'm only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy, and then fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship, then I may boast, but I have love. Again, love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but it rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Love never fails. But there are prophecies, they will cease. There are tongues, they will be stilled. There is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when completeness comes, what is in part disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put the ways of childhood behind me. For now we see only a reflection as in a mirror. Then we see face to face. Now I know in part, and I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. God bless that reading. And don't forget your challenge.
God bless, Peter. Thank you so much. It's a lovely way of bringing a Bible reading to life for us, doesn't he? Thank you, Peter. Okay, so this is the point where we say goodbye to everybody watching online this evening, and we hand you over to your medium for the week, who is the lovely Karen Knight. So I will hand you over to Rob and to Karen. I hope you have a lovely service. Good night.
Welcome, Karen. Now, I can't hear you. I don't know if anyone else can. I think so. No, can't hear you there. Now, I can't hear you. No, I can see that you're not muted, so it's not that one. No, thank you, Rachel. I can see. Can't hear either. No, we did have some dramas, didn't we, Karen, before we got online? I'm not sure if Karen can hear us, actually. I'm sure we'll get it sorted, friends. Hi, Christine. Good to have you online tonight. Put one of our messages up on the screen there. So there we go. It shows up. See if Karen can see that one.
You can't hear me.
Ah, there we go, Karen. We can hear you now.
Oh, goodness. I didn't even do anything. I just said, oh, you can't hear me.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I can hear you now. We'll just check with the
Okay,
with our friends
that's
online.
strange. Okay, I've got no sound. It's saying, but suddenly it's working. You can hear me now?
Nina says yes.
That is so strange, because I was just saying
didn't
that
do
my dad
anything
has
as well.
got no volume control, literally in that split second. Now, how strange is that?
That is very strange.
That is strange. You can hear us now. Okay, I'm going to start again. But when it comes to the bit about volume control, please know I did nothing. I didn't touch any of the equipment. I just went, oh, you can't hear me. Oh, you can hear me now. Okay, so we've obviously got a few interesting energies around us. Let's have another try. So hopefully you can hear me all now, unfortunately or fortunately. Okay, I'm going to start my address again now, if that's okay. All right, and so obviously good evening everybody. As I was saying before, it is a pleasure to be here with you all today on this special day for many, Father's Day, a day in which we cherish our dads, those who are here and those that have passed on. As I sat down to write this address, I felt it was important to mark this occasion with thanks to all the fathers. As I look back on my relationship with my father, bless him, my father is from Burma and he's 84 years old now. Okay, he's a larger than life character, always offering support, constantly standing up for what is right. And as I look back at the qualities handed down from my father, among many there's kindness, boldness, friendliness, but as I was saying, unfortunately no volume control. And then everyone said they couldn't hear and then they could, so that is weird. So that's spirit for you, isn't it? Okay. So it occurs to me that when you actually sit down and think about your relationship with your father and how it may have affected your life, there will always be something you can take from the experience or lack of, even if it's just boundaries. Matters of the heart, including family politics, can be so challenging and difficult to talk about and acknowledge. Every person will have a story to tell. Remember, we are sent here to receive lessons. And if your relationship with your father looks like it was chalking up a tick box or was a learning situation for you, it might be time for you to acknowledge that your father may have been playing an important part in your own tapestry of life. So in my opinion, life lessons are about learning boundaries and acknowledgement of hurt and coming out of a situation still with your integrity and love in your heart. If you are to heal and rise, the only way forward is to move forward. And the only way you can move forward is with love in your heart. Otherwise, you will find yourself going backwards and potentially a repeated cycle taking place. So with that in mind, we give love to all the fathers and appreciate the gift of life. We give heartfelt thanks to all that are still here, causing a fuss, showing us love, being a general pain in the what's it, and those who are distinctly absent, those who would give anything to, in the words of Barry White, dance with their father again. For those who remember on their wedding days giving us away, for those who felt they never had a father or an experience they could treasure, know that you will always have a father. The Father, our Lord, who watches over us all. For when all is said and done, he is the Father of all fathers. So we give thanks to the Lord. So happy Father's Day, one and all. May the love of the collective reach all of the souls in need of upliftment today. And may we all share the Lord, our Father's love, as it is handed out to all of us. Thank you. Yay. So that's my little address. Okay. Hopefully you're still with me and not asleep. Shall we move on to the mediumship? I'm just going to wait for the comments to come through. And I'm going to call Spirit in. Let's get Spirit in. Lovely. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. Fabulous. All right. Thank you. Okay, good stuff. So it looks like you all managed to hear my address. That's good news. So I'm going to just go forward now and call in Spirit. Now, as you probably noticed, there is a lot of energy around today because I think we've been having a bit of technical issues certainly with my end anyway here. So I think there's a lot of messages to get out tonight. All right, so I'm going to make this connection first. There's a gentleman wanting to step forward. Okay, all right, so just listen everyone and just make sure, I just need to know if you can take everything. So bear with me, I'm going to get as much evidence as I can. So let's see who we've got through. So first of all, it is a gentleman stepping forward and he lets me know that he's definitely a father and he's a grandfather as well, this gentleman. So he's a father and a grandfather. Sorry, and the grandmother also is in spirit, but she doesn't like to be called grandmother. She's Nan. Okay, so we've got a grandparents in spirit for this person. I believe, sorry, I've just been told that he just said daughter, so I believe this message is for a lady, but there are also souls beneath her on her downline, so she's obviously got children as well. So he's a grandfather and a dad, and also mum for the lady that's watching is also in spirit. I could be getting a bit confused here. Right. So his wife is also in spirit. So if this is dad, your mum's in spirit. If this is granddad, then your grandma's in spirit. Sorry, Nan's in spirit. She definitely doesn't like being called grandma. Okay. All right, so, okay, so he's coming forward saying thank you very much. There's a thank you coming to you, whoever you are. There's a thank you towards the end for helping him get to where he needed to go at the end of life here. So I do feel that you were holding his hand. He's given me the holding of the hand. And now he says he's returning the favour because things have not been easy for you in the last 6 months, I'm feeling. It's been a bit like an uphill struggle. Let me just get back to a bit more evidence. I do feel that this gentleman passed through. I heard the word cancer, and normally I would connect in and feel it, but he's quite verbal, this gentleman, so I can hear it. It's not audible. So he said the word cancer, so I believe he passed through cancer, but he wasn't a well man. He said there was quite a few things wrong with him. Right, so he brings attention to his last breath. So I feel that the person that this message for was either with this gentleman at the end, or knew when he was passing, or that last breath was very, very significant. I'm being brought to a rocking horse or a games room, like a nursery possibly, or I think this is a memory I'm being shown. I've been shown a rocking horse, but I think it's what they're just trying to give me, that there was a lovely, a rocking horse and toys, a toy room. It's a very light room. It's very nice. Is anyone picking up any of this? Is this? I think the rocking horse was significant here, or it may. Yeah, it's definitely something that you climb onto. Yes. So I'm just going to wait for the comments to catch up. It is a bit slow here. So Rob, if you're seeing the comments, if there's also, I've got Angela. Sounds like my granddad, Karen, Michelle. Possibly rocking horse was a childhood memory. Okay, so the rocking horse is significant. So this gentleman is a granddad and a dad, and also his wife is also in spirit. Okay, so if it's granddad, it's Nan. If it's dad and mum, okay, but you've also got children. There is 3 lines there as well. The rocking horse is significant. He passed through cancer. And I want to talk about the rocking horses being significant as a memory of a playroom or something. It feels pink. It feels like a girl's room, okay, but not necessarily. But it feels quite girly. Okay. Okay. All right. So we've got a few people picking that up, so I can see online now. So I'm going to dig a little bit deeper. Oh, the lady comes forward here. So the lady's coming forward. So it is Father's Day. So that's why this gentleman had an opportunity to come forward first. But as I connect with the lady, I can tell that she wears the trousers in this relationship. I love this lady. She comes in with a very, she's a bit like my Nan. She comes in as a rolling pin grandmother, as I call them. They'll hit you over the head if you don't do it. It's kind of got a London vibe, not necessarily London, but that's what my Nan was like. She would tell it like it is. And that is this kind of lady's energy, okay? She may be connected to London, but not necessarily. I could be just linking into my family. I'm trying really hard not to watch myself online, but I've got to see this in order to see your comments. And oh my God, it's embarrassing because it's rushing. His hands going everywhere. Put me off. Okay. Right. Let me just not look. Don't look. Okay. What else are we getting? Oh, roses are significant. Roses are significant. Okay. Oh, thank you for the roses. Right. There's a thank you for the roses. Okay. So that's a strange one. Thank you for the roses. Okay. Now, she tells me that the address I've just given is quite significant for the person this reading is for, because your relationship with your father. All right, so that was quite significant, and maybe the person would have felt a bit emotional, not having him here still, if that makes sense. So with all that, let me just see if there's anything else. Right, I'm being brought to a rug. Okay, so there was a rug. I feel like it was in, I don't know where I thought it was going to be in the front room, but now it seems to be moving. Right, there is a rug and it's got tassels round the edge. It would have been significant because you would have played on it a lot. It's an old school kind of rug. It's like, I can't see the pattern, but it's like old school, like that's got flowers and things like that on it, if that would make sense. But it may not have flowers. It's got a pattern on it, but it's definitely got the tassels that go around the edge. I think it's a round rug, but I'm not 100% sure, but I can see the tassels. So that would be significant, and you would have played a lot on that rug. So can anybody pick all of this up? I like to get obscure evidence. Also, I've got a butterfly. They're taking my eye to a butterfly that's on my tissue box. Could even be a tattoo, but I'm being shown a butterfly. Okay. I've got a throat block as well. So right, okay, so I don't know if this is his nan or granddad. Right, I don't know if this is nan or granddad, but one of right, they're merging together. So one of them didn't get a chance to say goodbye. They didn't get a chance to say everything they wanted to say. It might have been right. Okay, sorry, I've got you. So they may not have been able to get their words out. That's what I'm picking up here. Okay, so they may have had a mask on or not been able to voice potentially everything they needed to say. Is anyone picking up everything that I've said? So quite a lot of evidence there. Is anyone picking all of that up? I do feel like I've just got a real feeling of anxiety that's just come over me, and then it's just been quashed with this lovely feeling. This is my physical symbol of pride, which they're bringing in for this. I feel it's a girl, a lady. They're bringing in for their daughter. Okay. Or granddaughter, or all. Sorry, I'm being told all the family. Okay, so if I could just ask comments to stop now, unless you can take everything. If you can take everything I've said, can you write yes, yes, yes? And if I could ask anyone that's not got the comments, it's not okay. A tasseled rug on the floor with my pink room with a rocking horse, Essex area. Granddad's last words. Oh, it's just shot down. I can't see it now. Never met Nan. That's another lady. They were too proud. All right. Okay. So we've got Karen King saying yes, everything. Angela saying yes, yes, yes. And yeah, so we've got a not sure, but we're just anyone else with yes, yes, yes there. Okay, so we've got a couple of people this could be for. Oh, so it's Karen King at the moment. It's looking, you're not sure about the rug, Karen, but you can take the rest. Well, keep listening. Okay, so we're going to work with the ones that can take all of what I've given. I'm going to dig a little bit deeper now. Okay, I'm being brought to jewellery. There is, I feel like it's a necklace or something that goes around the neck. I think it's jewellery, necklace. Yeah, it's a necklace. There's a necklace that is significant, that's either in memory of or been left to, or you bought with. Do you understand a necklace? I'm being brought to a necklace. And I've got a lump in my throat as well. So I don't know why I've got a lump in the throat of the necklace. Do you understand a lump in the throat and a necklace? So going to just the ladies that said they could take everything. Let's just go back there and see who we have. If you can understand a necklace that was in memory of, or that was significant, or that you lost because got a lump in the throat. It's a necklace they're bringing attention to, and a lump in the throat. Oh, of course, the lady was saying about there was an issue. You have mum's necklace. You have the necklace. Okay, now I was just getting a lump in my throat, so that could be significant. Did someone say, did Karen or Angela, did you say they couldn't speak at the end? There was a problem with the throat? Yes, throat. Okay, all right. Mum never took it. Yes, I found them the other day. Mum couldn't talk again. Okay. I feel like I just got confirmation, actually. I do feel like I just got oh my goodness. Okay, so I think I'm with Karen. Okay, but it could be Angela because she can take everything. Horse necklace. Oh, I just, every time I see your name, Karen, oh my goodness, that's Karen Gibbons. That's the new Karen. Karen, can you take everything else as well? I feel like I'm with Karen King, but it could be with Angela. Karen Gibbons is a new one in. Are you taking everything that I'm saying? We'll just wait for that to catch up. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, so it's going really slowly, so I'm going to have to go forward. I think this message is for Karen King, but everybody else, especially Angela, because you could take everything as well, please listen up because it could be for you as well. Just take whatever comes forward. I do feel every time I look at the name Karen King, I feel like my hair's going up. So I think this is for you. That spirit saying this is for you, Karen. Yes, it is for you. All right, Karen King, I'm with you. Are you happy for me to work with you? Hopefully you are. Karen Gibbons as well is saying mustard rug. Okay, I think I'm with Karen King. Everyone else that can take everything, do listen in case it's for you as well. Okay, so I do feel that towards the end of this gentleman's life, it did get very upsetting. I feel there were issues around his care that you weren't too happy with. That's what I want to pick up, but I'm feeling like he wants to say, just let that go now. I do feel it's left you with some sort of anxiety around sort of passing on yourself or even going to the doctors. Would you understand that, Karen, or Angela? I'll just wait for the comments there as well. I'm going to continue. Yes, okay. All right. So there was some issue around, so a little bit of evidence just coming a little bit late there. Can you understand feeling a little bit anxious around his care towards the end and maybe feeling it, harbouring a little bit of stress and anxiety towards that kind of thing? Do you understand that? Okay, because this might help us realise who this message might be. I'm definitely picking, that's my dad. There you go. I know my hair's going up, Karen King. I'm pretty sure this is your family because that's about the fifth hair going up I've had. So I'm just going to go with what I know. So Karen, I believe this is for you, Karen King. He wants to say how proud of you he was around the time of the passing, because I've got the physical symbol of pride here. He's showing me my neck going up like red, like I think I can see it's red. It's a bit, I think that his son actually could be. But I mean, would you understand? I don't know if you've got sunburnt yourself or your neck goes red sometimes, but I just want, or someone in your family that happens to, but they're just making me aware of that as well. Okay, so as I connect with him, he wants to bring attention to finance at the moment. And I've got a bit of a throat block around it, so you might be finding it hard to speak about that. You might be supporting someone about that or not being able to speak your truth about that. But he just wants to give you a big smile and some money if he can, which he can't from there. But he's trying everything he can to send some love and some financial way, because he just wants you to have the best life ever, because that's what he says you deserve. So what a wonderful message that is. So keep looking out. He's going to keep trying his best to bend whatever he can to the way that you need it. And I do feel he's really working for you for your luck. Karen says her mum's used to go red. Like, I feel like my neck's gone right up. Like, you know, I used to get nervous and my neck would go red. But I mean, I've done this loads of times. I get nervous and it doesn't go red, but for today it has. So maybe you understand that. Of course, it could well be the menopause, which I'm also suffering. I don't know if you're suffering from that as well, but yeah, that's all good fun, isn't it? The old hormones. So what else is it he'd like to? Oh, so now stepping forward now. Sorry, that would be mum to you. So you understand that you have children in your downline. That's how I'm feeling. And I feel that there could be 2 or 3. There's 3 souls I can see. I feel could be an animal in that there that I've got in your household. 3 souls or 3 children. There may be a little bit of stress around household matters at the moment and making sure everyone's happy, but they said she says as long as you're happy, they're happy. So just keep being you, and remember to top your cup back up, not always topping everyone else's cup back up. So this lady wants to thank you for being and doing such a good job. I feel like you really support a lot of your friends and are helping people constantly, and you deserve a break, she says. She's saying so she's saying you do suffering with anxiety, and she's asking me to there's often links that I send to people that I do readings for, but if anyone's suffering with anxiety, goes on to YouTube and types in Reiki for anxiety or Reiki to remove negativity, look for the divine white light ones. They're the ones I use, and they really will help you get in control of your energy. They've done so many. They're so powerful. I love them. So I would certainly recommend looking that up, Karen, because she's asking you want to get in control of your energy at the moment. So when things go a little bit wrong, then you want to do remove negative energy, and then you can do raise positive outcomes. There's loads. So it's Reiki for removing negative energy, or Reiki for positive outcomes, Reiki for abundance, Reiki for love, whatever you need. And that's for everybody. That's what I use and what I recommend. So that is something you could definitely do. It's 10 minutes. Put it on while you're doing the washing up. But that's what they're asking me to say to all of you, actually. And that's what I do. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So she's just taking a deep breath, and she's saying, just take a deep breath and keep moving. She's showing me stairs. So I do feel like we already said at the beginning that this last 6 months has been like a bit of an uphill struggle for you, but you're doing well. One step at a time. You're nearly at the top. Soon it'll be downhill all the way if Dad can have his way, and he is trying. He appreciates everything you've done for him today, thinking of him, and he wants to pass all the love to you with lovely Father's Day message for you. And he does bring me to that song, Dance With Your Father Again. I feel like that's not his music, but I do feel like he did like music, so I just want to give that to you. I feel like he wants to give you a big hug, Karen, and I feel like he is just absolutely he said he's blown away with what you've achieved. So I feel like you've achieved a lot. It's not been easy, but they're just saying just a couple more steps and you're going to be downhill, so just keep going. All right, lots of love to you. I hope you understand that. Please send the link, as anxiety and PTSD are bad at this time. Okay, Karen. Also, all you need to do is just go after this, go onto YouTube and type in Reiki for anxiety, and you'll see all the links come up. Look for the one with divine white light and then follow them. They're very, very good. Okay. I hope that helps, my lovely, and I will send you healing tonight as well, and clear your cords, cut cords, and clear your energy for you. Okay. All right then. You shares this message. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to pass you all the love. She says she's achieved a lot. Well done, you. I'm glad you understand that. Okay. So I'm going to pass you all the love from both of these lovely people here, and they are just really shouting in your camp, saying, "Come on, keep going. You're doing great." Okay. All right. So with that, I'm going to cut the link off there. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming in. Wonderful. Let me just ring my bell to clear the energy. Thank you for coming in. Okay, so we'd like the next contender. Okay, let me just have a little drink here. So we're going forward through to about 7:45. So hopefully I'll get a few more quicker messages through now. Okay, so I'm trying to pick out the gentleman energies if I can. I don't mind if they come forward with. All right, I have grandfather coming forward. It's a grandfather coming forward. Also has a wife in tow as well. Okay, so grandfather and nan. Again, not a grandmother, a nan. Grandfather and nan. Now, interestingly, this nan, she's quieter. So the father figure would have been stronger energy, and the nan would have been a quieter energy, a lot softer. Okay, so this gentleman, as he comes forward, he does make me feel like he's a very strong personality. He feels like a kind of like a Leo kind of guy. And the reason I say that is because he feels a little bit like my dad. So he's very strong of opinion, strong of heart. He may not be a Leo, don't necessarily say that, but what I'm saying, he's like brave heart, he's strong, he's very loving, very kind, but He's got that strong exterior as well. You have to get to know him to see the to see the love. But okay. Brings attention to his last breath. Wants to give pride for how you were during his last breath. He had trouble breathing towards the end, this gentleman. Okay, and he brings attention to my torso areas, usually when there was a disease or something affecting him particularly. I feel like I've got a real clench in the stomach here. So whatever was, it may have been a cancer, but he was suffering pain in the kind of stomach area, I feel, or even lower, could even be bowel. He struggled with his breath towards the end. That was very significant. He couldn't get enough air in. He may have had oxygen, or his breathing towards the end was very, very laboured. He brings attention to his hands. I feel this gentleman worked with his hands. He had friends. This gentleman had friends. Everyone kind of loved him. I feel like it was probably harder for those of you living with him than it was for those that were receiving all the love, sort of, that were a bit further out. So I don't think he makes me feel he wasn't the easiest person to get on with. Okay, like, yeah, everyone loved him, but behind closed doors, he could be a little bit more difficult to deal with because he was such a strong personality, but he was always so full of love. But he says he would have done things a bit differently now. So I do have a slight apology, but not really, because he's a very stubborn man, so he wouldn't really apologise, but I feel like he's nodding. So does anyone understand that? Okay. Maybe carpentry or wood, maybe a connection to wood with his hands there. Is anyone picking this up? So yes, remember that this is a granddad and a nan, and nan is quieter than granddad, okay? Okay, so anyone taking all of that? If you are, can you type yes, 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 and we'll see if we've got who we've got picking up that link. Okay. Just waiting for the feed to catch up. Oh, Amanda thinks it's her dad. That would be nice. Okay, and Mel is also picking it up. Okay, Lisa is picking it up. Okay, so we're going to delve in. I'm going to ask for some obscure evidence now, because I do like the obscure evidence, you always get weird things with me. Okay. Okay. Oh, well, that's a weird thing. Well, that is obscure. Okay. Oh, okay. So I'm picking up toilet jokes. Okay. There's toilet jokes around this gentleman. There's toilet jokes, and it feels like number 2 toilet jokes. Okay. Number 2 toilet jokes. I asked for obscure, and there you have it. Okay. So there is running, literally running, obscure evidence that is toilet jokes number 2. So that is significant, and I feel a real source of laughter in that family household. There was definitely something going on there. Okay, I do feel like there are I'm being brought to outside, and right, I've got butterfly plants outside. So either butterfly plants or bushes that have got too tall, that need to be cut back, all right, that are quite spindly, they're too tall, and there's nothing deep at the bottom, a bit like our big butterfly plants. Also, I want to give the colour yellow as very significant as well. Yellow, mellow yellow, they call it mellow yellow. Mellow yellow. They're saying something about yellow and making you mellow. Okay. Hopefully you understand that. That's nice and obscure. What else have you got for me? Let me just see. Right, I've got visions of the seaside. So that's either that could be a vision coming in, a seaside, because it is summer coming in, but it also. Okay, so I'm seeing a child in a sun hat, sitting with no top, but just like a nappy or bottoms on sun. I think it's a girl with bucket and spade. So it could be a memory, or could be something that's significant around now with your children. But that's what I'm also seeing. So can anyone take all of that stuff, everything I've said? Sarah Ann saying yes. Mel saying yes. Eloise says, Amanda says Dad was a carpenter. Yeah, I feel that wood is significant. He's laughing. Okay, so definitely this gentleman has a sense of humour, a very wicked sense of humour. Wicked's not the right word. sharp sense of humor. Yes, fast. Okay, he's got a very fast sense of humor. Okay, and as I say, this gentleman is coming through with a lot of love. Because he's squashing my lips together, so I felt like this gentleman would not have expressed that much love towards you when he was here, because I feel like he felt like you should know he loves you. But you could see the outward love to everybody else, but when you're on the inside, it was harder to see. And that's significant because he wanted to come forward today in front of all these people, and this would be very unusual for him, to express publicly how much he loves you and is proud of you. And yes, he would love to dance with you again, as in the words of Barry White. 100%. That is definitely what I'm picking up. There's a lot of lovingness towards that kind of song, definitely. Okay, right, so just now I just got this massive feeling of anxiety, and then so something has been going on where you were getting anxiety, but then suddenly there's been a relief where you've just gone, thank goodness for that. So that is also significant. There's been something that's been concerning you, but now you've just experienced and you've come out of it, and now you're experiencing relief. That was a close one. Thank goodness for that. That is sorted. Phew. Okay, so that is also significant. So can anyone take all of that stuff, including the jokes and all of that? So if you can take all of it, I'm going to look now because I've got a delay. So if you can take everything I've said, I'd like you to type yes, yes, yes. And if you can only take one or two things, don't type anything. Just the yes, yes, yeses, so we can have a little look. So I just need to see yes, 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 if you can take everything. Okay, we just wait for that to catch up there. I can see on my live feed there, I've crashed there. Amanda says yes, yes, yes. I don't know if you can still hear me. I can see I'm looking strange on the screen over there. Okay, just wait. So I feel like I'm with Amanda. There could be more, but I think it may be crashing as we're speaking here. Let me just try to clear the energy. Come on, Spirit, help me clear the energy. So many messages that want to come through tonight. It's crashing the system. Great. Thundersley says we can all still hear you. Right, okay, so looks like we're with Amanda then. Yeah, Mel says probably with Amanda. Okay, Amanda, lovely. If you're happy for me to work with you, let me see what messages he has for you, if that's okay. Okay, so, okay, come forward, come forward. Okay, so I've got a throat block, and I can't get my words out with you right now. So I feel like you've just got, is this you or is this him? Both. Okay. Okay, so right, so this gentleman, you may be feeling a little bit like him right now, like you can't get your words out, you're struggling to express yourself, which is quite unusual. The lady says, but there is something going on at the moment you're finding it hard to voice. I feel like there's a slight wobble going on with you, but now something has changed and the energy's changed and everything is feeling more confident. Does that make sense to you? Yeah, I feel like there's been some anxiety of late, and I want to give you the number 3, possibly the last 3 months. They're just touching my arm here. So I don't know. Have you been injured? Have you had an injury? Because I had a bicep injury, and have you been? It might not be a bicep, but that was my injury. Have you injured yourself or hurt yourself, or have you got or your arm? Or, of course, this could be him giving you comfort for that as well. I'll wait for that to catch up. Let me move forward. Oh, she says, yes, it's all happening. Anxiety, yes. Okay, all right. Now, he's coming forward now saying, he's opening my eyes wide. He's opening my eyes. He says, you need to look where you're going. He calls you something else. Did he call you Manda? I didn't hear the name properly. I don't know if he abbreviated your name there. I don't know if you had a shorter name. Didn't sound quite the same as Amanda. I feel like does he have a special name for you? Anyway, you need to look where you're going right now. You need your eyes open, he's saying, because there's so much good in your life right now, Amanda. I want to say, and I know that you're so good at recognizing that, but he said it's about recognizing how far you've come and what you've achieved. And he brings me to books, and I know that you've written book. I know that more than one book. Sorry, I'm just being corrected. So I'm being brought to, so if you're, you know, if it's regarding writing and all of that, I feel like I want to say that you've done ever so well. That's what he's saying. And look how far you've come, and you've got your story out there, and he's very, very proud of you. And it's not something he would have said by and large when he was here. If that would make sense. Mandy, there you go. I thought he called you Mandy. Right, he's coming forward with pride again. Is there anything else? Yes. Bringing attention to crystals that I've got on the desk here. In particular, I don't know if you've got a crystal that you've given a funny name like I have, but this is called, I never say it right, and I used to, Dave loves these ones. This is labradorite, but I never say it wrong. So we used to call this Glynis. So I don't know if you have a pet name for like this. This is Glynis as well. Look, you can see Dave loved these. These are wonderful grounding stone, and protection as well. So yeah, I don't know if you've got a special crystal, or if you haven't got one, or one that you think of him with, then protection. I feel like he wants you to choose one and call it after him. So hopefully you understand that if you need to get out there and get one. If you haven't, I feel like you've got crystals. So anyway, what else have we got? Oh, I'm being brought to roses as well. Roses I want to give you. And also, let me just see if I can connect a bit more. Do you have a dog in spirit as well? I feel there's a dog in spirit that wants to come forward and give some love as well. Feels like a family dog. That the last breath significantly affected you as well. Do you understand that? I just got to give you all this pride for you, Amanda. I really have, and just to say well done you. I hope that all makes sense to you. I'm going to move on to see if I can get another link because I'm chatting away too long. So I could chat all day with these guys. I'm going to pass you all the love, Amanda, Mandy. I hope that makes sense to you, and lots of love. Thank you very much. Yay. Okay, all right. Let's clear the energy and see who else. Wonderful. Okay. Oh, goodness. Wow. That took a long time. Okay. Okay. Who can I have forward? All right. Right. Okay, so I do have my granddad stepping up because I did just ask that I would like a grandfather energy to come forward that could give a message for everybody. I'm just going to park him slightly to the left for a moment. I'm going to see if I can make another quick connection. Let's do some 30-second connections. Let's see if I can do anything that quick because I feel there's so many. Right, I have a gentleman coming forward. Right, okay. He's got dark hair with silver streaks. He looks a little bit like, he wants to say Richard Gere, but more like Fonzie. He's full of love. He loved you very, very much. He worked with his hands. He used to have a motorbike, and he also had a car as well. Loved working on cars. Had a son, definitely had a son. But I feel that this is, again, for another lady, I want to say, like you are holding, his last breath was like he was holding his breath, and he comes forward with pride and love for you. So whoever this message is for, that he's saying keep going, and always look for the sunshine, always look for the sunshine, but it does have to rain sometimes. That's what he wants to say, and he says that to everyone. So if you can take that message, just put yes, yes, yes in there, and we'll move on to the next one. Thank you very much for coming forward. Next one up, please. Okay, gentleman coming forward. As he comes forward, he has grey hair and it's swept all back. Okay, he's a grandfather and he's a father. He said that he's holding your hand right now, but you tried to hold his hand at the end, but you just missed his passing. He's passing, yeah, he's showing me he's passing. When he passed, it was smooth, it was fine, he transitioned well. Please stop worrying about the fact you weren't there at the end. Okay, so his grey hair all swept back. Throat block, didn't get a chance to say everything. Wants to pass all the love to you. Can you give me something so that we know? I want to talk about a cat flap with this gentleman. There's a cat flap or a dog flap, an animal flap. Okay, so that's how you'll know it's for you. It's a cat or a dog flap that I'm showing in a door or anywhere. There's a cat or dog flap, an animal flap. Person's an animal lover, and so are you. They also have your dog in spirit too. Okay, thank you so much. Says yes, yes, yes. If you got that message, next one up, please. Okay, all right. Gentleman coming forward. As he comes forward. Right, had trouble breathing, this gentleman. Had trouble breathing towards the end. Yeah, couldn't get enough air in. Okay, he leaves behind a son, a daughter, and a wife. Okay, son, daughter, and a wife taken too early. Very shaky around his passing. Was very upset. It was a very upsetting time, obviously, as it always for you. This gentleman, there's a connection with buses, red buses, London buses, or red buses. What else have you got? I've got arthritis in fingers. Okay. What's the message? The message is, if there's messages for you, he's giving you a rose. He's passing you love. He's showing me the angel wings. I know he's protecting you. You may be going through a difficult time, but don't worry. He's sending a love and protection around you, and you just need to keep going and don't look back. Don't look back. I hope that helps you. Okay, and passing on. And the next one, please. Come forward, come forward. This gentleman, as he comes forward, didn't get a chance to say goodbye. Also struggled with his breathing, but that wasn't his problem. He had cancer. This gentleman died past the cancer. He joins his wife. Who's already in spirit. This gentleman is a father. He may be a grandfather, but he says he's a father. Now, he was very matter of fact, and he used his hands like this. He would use his hands and he would say this. And he would also massage his temples as well, or you massage your temples. I'm getting that as well. I've got the holding of the hand with this gentleman. As he comes forward, he lets me know that he's been watching over you, and he brings attention to the kitchen and a problem with the tap or something in the kitchen. He's showing me, because we lost our fridge this weekend, of all weekends. Our fridge is, everything's up in the air, and there's something not quite right in your kitchen as well, whoever this message is for. This person, or the person this message is for, is also getting a bit of anxiety and possibly reflux, or that may have been what he suffered. So type yes, yes, yes if this message is for you. Okay, and we'll pass that on. Okay, all right, wonderful. Okay, so a few quick connections there. I hope someone received that message. Let me know if you picked that up. All right, it was like speed dating, wasn't it? Yes, wonderful. I've never done it like that before, but I just wanted to get a few more messages out. So we've now got 4 minutes. I'm going to pull my granddad forward for a message for everybody. Shall we do that? Okay, all right, Grandad, come forward, come forward. Okay, all right, okay. Oh, okay, Grandad, thank you so much for coming forward. What is it you want to say? He says, well, I'm not a man of many words, because he isn't actually. He's quite quiet and surprised. Nan's letting him come forward to take the stage. Oh, I'm here, she says. I'm here. Come forward as well, Nan, please come forward. What's the message for the collective today? There may be nerves around people right now, she's saying. But listen, don't feel nervous. It's all going in the right direction. The only way is up, she says. Let me just connect back with my granddad and see what, because it is Father's Day. Let's go with the grandfather energy as well. So Nan says, listen, don't worry, the only way is up, keep moving forward. And also, Grandad said he liked what the last gentleman said about not looking back. The only way is forward. He says, for those of you that have lost your fathers, don't think for 1 minute you are on your own. They are around, they are loving you, they're looking after you, and they appreciate all your thoughts and blessings and things that you're doing just to honour them. They appreciate everything. What else would you like me to say? There's a few people in the collective here that need to cut their grass and clean their cars. Grandad, we don't really do that as much these days. We're too busy. But yeah, no, we've got to do that. Let's cut the grass and clean our cars. I don't think I've ever cleaned my car, not for years. I don't think so. All right. He's giving the holding of the hand. He's letting you know that all of our fathers are looking after us, and just to try to get out in nature when you can, when it's not too hot, and to make sure you stay hydrated. And also he's bringing attention to the roses, and he's saying to look at the beauty and appreciate the smaller things in life for everyone right now. Is there any insight for the future you'd like to give, Grandad? He says that he will be there, even for those who don't have a grandfather energy like mine. So you just can call upon him if you need some love, a kind love, and you can ask for my granddad to come forward, and he will connect with you and look after you. How wonderful. I feel quite emotional about that. What a wonderful thing to say, Granddad. And actually, while he's here, why don't I show you a picture of him? There he is. That's my granddad there. There he is. Okay, sorry, Nan, don't want to leave you out, but I'm trying not to, because look, yeah, you see there, unfortunately, my dress, my top is, oh, I can't. Anyway, that's my Nan. Okay. Oh, that's not. My Nan's there. Okay. All right. So Grandad says he'll be there if you feel like you're on your own. he's there with that loving energy to give you some love if you need any help, all right? And he will try to help you all as well. So with that, I hope that all helps. I'm going to pass all the love to all of you. Anyone that's struggling, just connect with my guides right now and ask in your head that you'd like help, or write it there. And I'm going to send the healing out in about half an hour time, okay? All right. Bless you all. So I hope that all makes sense. I'm going to pass all the love from all of the fathers. Sorry if I didn't get round to you. I hope that you all enjoyed our service tonight. Okay. Yay. No problem at all.
Bless you, Karen. Thank you so much. We've got Frank's cards coming up, and then we'll come back to you for a closing prayer. Is that all right?
Wonderful. Thank you.
Super. Thank you, Karen. Oh, what a good job under very difficult technical circumstances. Really love to have Karen with us. All right, friends. Well, as some of you know, Frank from our church draws 3 animal cards each week because, as Karen said, can't get around to everyone, unfortunately. Although I really like those short, sharp messages. Really good idea. But hopefully you can all take something from Frank cards here. So let's see what he's got for us this week. Let's find the right video.
Good evening. Our first crystal this evening is the rose quartz, and with that goes the card for the goose. The goose is all about loyalty, faithfulness, and the care and devotion to others, and the importance of communication. It says, at times your view of a situation or another person may be coloured by your past experiences. The goose will come to you to make you aware that your recollection of something that happened in the past may have been exaggerated and may appear far better or far worse than it really was. Old memories might also be brought up so that they can be healed, or possibly long forgotten dreams, maybe from childhood, are ready now to be reborn. This card can also indicate that someone from your past is coming back into your life for some reason. Geese are extremely honourable birds. They will never abandon one of their own. If a wounded goose can't fly on, one of the others, at least, will stay behind until that goose has recovered or passed on. Similarly, geese are devoted to their mates and to their young. Just like our little family on this card, they lay so many eggs, up to 50 a year. They are a great sign of fertility as well. The old stories of Mother Goose make this bird the perfect symbol for children or for child rearing, and generally childhood in many respects. Many of our beliefs and perceptions that we carry are established during our childhood. So take a moment to consider how the events of the past may be related to your current feelings and situation. Our second crystal is the amethyst, and with that goes the card for the sea turtle. This card is about longevity, persistence, and remaining steadfast. It's about long-term achievement and rewards for a job well done, but also about patience and planning for the future. It says to you now is the time to pause for a while and take long-term plans for the future. Will you continue on the same path that has brought you thus far and brought you success? Or is it now time to branch out in a new direction? It is appropriate to pat yourself on the back for all you've accomplished this far, but you will also need patience for the next phase of your journey. The sea turtle is one of the planet's oldest creatures, having been around on Earth for over 100 million years. Depending upon the species, a clutch can include 50 to 300 eggs, and it takes decades for an individual turtle to reach maturity. Newly hatched sea turtles have to immediately make their way to the beach and to the ocean. Sadly, due to predators, many may not make it. With these facts in mind, it's easy to see why these amazing animals represent perseverance, focusing, and planning for the long term. Sea turtles are known for riding the tides of the ocean, wherever those waves may take them, and can also indicate that maybe now is your time to travel in a new direction, especially over water. They symbolise being adaptable and open to new experiences and the possibilities that lie ahead. The turtle says you can do anything now. So what will you choose? It is for you to decide. And our third crystal this evening is the citrine, and with that is the card for the swan. The swan is all about beauty and compassion, and the capability to love deeply and to care for others, and intuitively know which people are the ones for you. You can completely trust your intuition, this card is telling you. It's possible that you're tending to the needs of others way too much, and thereby ignoring your own needs. It's important that you find the right balance, so that you don't become emotionally or physically exhausted. The swan represents someone compassionate, loving, giving, and psychically aware, whose patience brings a sense of peace and tranquility. If you have someone like this around you, she probably understands you better than you understand yourself, and truly cares about how you are doing. For that reason, she is always there with the comforting cup of tea and the shoulder to cry on, or maybe a celebratory drink and a pat on the back if the situation calls for it. If she appears a little tired, that's because she's been overthinking and not taking enough care of herself. So do her a favour. Try to convince her it is time to take a break and do what is right for her. Incredibly beautiful and graceful, the swans are symbols of elegance, intuition and love. They also suggest a passion for beauty and art, as in the fairy tale of the ugly duckling. They can represent your self-worth and seeing the beauty in others that they may not see for themselves. So the swan reminds you that it is inner beauty that matters, and truly matters, not what you immediately see. 3 excellent cards there tonight, very comforting and reassuring. I think you would agree. Thank you for listening to me.
Lovely, thank you, Frank. Okay, friends, let's draw this service to a close. We'll go back to Karen for the closing prayer, and then we'll play out the closing Vesper, as we always do. Thank you, Karen.
Thanks, Rob. Okay, if you'd like to join me in prayer, go into your quiet place, maybe shut down your eyes. Dear Lord, we thank you for allowing beautiful messages to come through from our guides and spirit family, helping us with the validation that life will continue on after we leave this earth. We thank you for their support and signs of encouragement. We ask that you help remove any fear, negativity, guilt or sadness that we may carry, so that we can be free of burden in order to move forward and continue on our path with love in our hearts. We thank you for all the joyous experiences that life offers, and we ask that you assist us in appreciating the simpler things in life. We ask that you place a protective bubble around each and every one of us, and we thank you for looking after those we have lost. And in return, please take this prayer as our pledge that we will continue to rise up and shine our lights, casting brightness into the shadows by allowing love to light the way. Amen.
Well, we send a really big thank you to Karen Knight for taking tonight's service, those wonderful messages and that lovely address earlier on. So thank you, Karen. Thank you to Chris Gill, our medium in church. Chris opened for us in prayer earlier, and again, another good friend of the church, so thank you to you. Thank you to Donna for chairing tonight in church. Thank you to Peter for the Bible reading, and thank you to Frank for your cards at the end there, as always. Hope everyone has a lovely week ahead, and really hope you can join us back here next Sunday at 6:30 again. Good night, everyone.